I kept wanting to try to rekindle that friendship, but I'm done. Like I'm not going to try anymore. I can't argue and fight with alcohol. And I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to this, brown liquor.
Welcome back to Housewives Nightcap. We are super thrilled to welcome Jill Zarin from, from Real Housewives Girls Trip Ex-Wives Club. It's like a really long.
A million. Like it's so long.
It's Ultimate Girls Trip Ex-Wives Club.
Welcome back to Housewives Nightcap. We are so thrilled to welcome Jill Zarin from Ultimate Girls Trip Ex-Wives Club Season 2.
Hi, girls. So nice to see you.
Jill, we've told you this before, but you're like one of our all-time favorites. So having you back on our TV is bringing me so much joy.
Thank you so much. That really means a lot to me. And when I hear it, it does. It's like I never heard it. I really appreciate it.
So Jill, we are loving the season, but what was more dramatic, Scary Island or a week at Bluestone Manor, or like Tamara calls it, Menopause Manor?
Well, I think, no question, Scary Island was the worst because it was unexpected. Totally. I did not expect to be turned around. That I didn't expect. But as far as like Bluestone Manor was a long highs and lows. But I felt very safe at Bluestone Manor because I had my girls. Like I had Vicky and I had Brandy and I had Taylor. I really had everybody. The only one that I was having any conflict was with Dorinda, but everybody was. So I wasn't alone.
Now, okay, going in, do you expect a feud with Dorinda at all? Because you guys have had your history. Yes. But okay.
I definitely went in knowing that there were issues with her and I, but because she invited me, I felt that I think that Eva was very, very correct, that she called it right. She's like, there's something going on here and you girls aren't addressing it. And quite honestly, we'll never really address it until the whole drinking and all that thing has to get resolved, because there's a lot of stuff there, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not even a close enough friend to be able to really get to that with Dorinda. But someone needs to go there with her. I mean, I don't want anything to happen to her, and I'm worried.
It does feel, we're big fans of Dorinda, just like you are, but it does kind of feel like we're getting dark Dorinda, like from the last season we had her, we had her on RHONY.
I went to her house. Like I felt like if I'm in her house, I'll get Dorinda of, day one.
Right.
I think the fame went to her head. I said it in my interview. I believe that big time. Because of the mean things she said to me over the years. Just even though it was very small, it was very significant. When she says, I'll talk to you when I'm done filming. Right. So like and when she threw the dart at me saying, Jill, whatever, you were on 6 years ago. Like, so what were you trying to say? That you're better than me? That you're more successful than me? That Bravo likes you better? I mean, I don't know what you're trying to say. My issues with being on the show or off the show have nothing to do with you. Just like me, I never took credit for getting you on the show, but I would take credit for saying I was such a good friend that I wanted to help you get famous because I knew that's what you wanted. Now, maybe it didn't happen then and my effort didn't happen, but it didn't go unnoticed because she ultimately got on the show, and there's no question they knew she was on it with me and saw her. I think she's terrific and I loved her. And I kept wanting to try to rekindle that friendship, but I'm done. Like I'm not going to try anymore. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to leave that up at Bluestone Manor, and we left on good terms, but I don't have enough room in my life to have people come at me like that. People who I love and adore, I wouldn't let talk to me like that, let alone someone like her. I just wouldn't. And I said it. I said, don't you effing talk to me like that. Very calm. Very calm.
Now, a lot of people, we'll talk about RHONY legacy in a little bit, but I just want to bring this up because a lot of people want you on, but a lot of people also want Dorinda on. But a lot of fans are now saying after watching these episodes that they don't know if it's a good idea to bring her on. What do you think?
It doesn't really matter what I think. They're going to do what they want to do. I can only control whether I'm going to come back or not. I can't control whether they invite her back. I don't even know what to say because I can't argue and fight with alcohol. And I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to this, brown liquor, whatever. What did she call it? Dark liquor? What did they call it? Brown? I never even heard that expression. Have you?
No. Yeah.
She called it brown liquid or brown something. And I was like, what's that? That's like cognac, whiskey. They call it brown something, as if it's like the evil kind, which by the way, maybe.
Oh, because people say the dark liquor makes you like go further than like light colored.
Saying if you go back, by the way, if you watch the show, if you're a fan of Housewives, Ultimate Girls Trip, you really have to watch each episode 3 or 4 times, because even myself, I miss stuff.
I agree. There's so many good one. Phaedra is freaking hilarious. She has so many good one-liners.
But some of the lines have multiple meanings, and you're like, oh, I didn't know she meant it like that. Now I get it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of them.
Randy too.
I give them, I got them. Yeah, no, there's a lot of them. But Phaedra, well, she did. She talked about this brown liquor, which I had never heard before. And listen, I love a happy drunk. And I can name many housewives who are happy drunks, which I will film with all day long. It's not like and I don't drink, I only drink my Diet Coke, which, by the way, you can get at jillzarin.com.
Yeah.
I'm actually making a thirsty one. It's going to say,
so we were going to ask you about that.
It says, I'm so thirsty.
Oh, so
got a new one coming. Listen,
I love it.
Jay-Z TV. What would you expect?
I loved that edit so much.
Did you love that edit?
It was so good. But I love that you own it.
But it's true. See, I don't mind anybody saying anything that's true. What bothers me are when they say things that aren't true.
We're not thirsty to come back.
But I'm not thirsty to come back. And I am always thirsty, by the way, because I'm drinking Diet Coke all day long. I'm hungry. I'm assertive. I'm aggressive. I'm ambitious. I'm driven.
Not for nothing also, but people forget that you get paid good money for these shows. So you're trying to get a job. You know what I mean? It's not about necessarily fame. Like, it's a job, makes money.
Actually, when I started, we didn't do well.
Didn't.
I never really made the money. So Jay-Z TV had to supplement that. In other words, the platform was there for you to do what you wanted with. Some women took advantage of it and some didn't. It's funny. It's so funny, like about Bethenny and, the skinny girl, which was so successful. But that whole clause thing actually came from Zarin Fabrics. I mean,
so you said to Bravo,
the ones who don't do it. I don't understand why you do the show if you're not there to,
promote something.
I mean, you don't put wallflowers on a housewife show.
No.
Right.
Wallflowers watch the show. We're out there, Jay-Z TVing it. And I do own it. One of my taglines was, I know who I am and I own it.
But you're not thirsty still. That's the thing. Yes, you own it, but you're not thirsty. I've never thought of you as thirsty.
Thank you. Please defend me, because, and Brandy, and I love her, and she's a good friend, she didn't mean the word thirsty.
Yeah.
Because the way she said it, she didn't mean it that way. She's like, Jill's so thirsty. If she's your friend, a friend would never say that, right? And Brandy's my friend, you see it on the show. What she meant is, I'm hungry. I'm always hustling. I'm always promoting. She's wearing my sweatshirt today in the thing, but the letters are so small you can't read it. But I gave each girl a black sweatshirt with their tagline and team, everyone. I gave each girl one, only she wore hers. They were so comfortable, the most softest comfortable. And she still wears it, but she didn't know it said Team Brandy. So she was in the supermarket and she said she was embarrassed. She turned it inside out. I gave them all a sweatshirt, which I don't sell, but I gave them one as a gift. And I gave them all a picture frame with all of us in it. So I pre-thought it. We printed it out. We put them in the frames, and everybody got to sign everybody's frame. I mean, I really, went through a lot of effort. And instead of supporting me, Dorinda couldn't let me have a moment. She wouldn't do it.
So it's safe to say she won't be at your charity this weekend?
I invited her.
Okay.
But she said she can't come.
Okay.
Listen, one thing I do, and I say this in the interviews, because I watched it again yesterday. And it's like, I always say, but what I love about Dorinda is she leaves it on the field, and I'm quoting her. She says, it's like football. You get on the field, you do you do your job, and then you get off the field and it's all good. And right. I love that about her, because I have PTSD where that didn't work out so well with some of my other castmates, where they didn't leave it on the field and they couldn't get, move forward. So right. I love that about her, but I still have that fear that we can't, and I hope that she's okay. That's all I care about. Honestly, all this doesn't matter.
Right.
I don't want anything to happen to her.
I know.
I've seen it. I've lived long enough where I've seen what it can do to people. DUIs. I mean, bad things happen when you drink.
Right.
Too much. When you drink too much.
Do you ever think that maybe you would reach out to Dorinda, maybe Okay.
No, I'm not doing anything. It's not my place. She has a family. She has friends. She has a network who, you know, who she works for, to support her and help her in anything she needs. They've done it before with other housewives who needed help. I mean, she's got a lot of resources, but you know, you have to want to do it.
Right.
And I think, you know, it's funny because she keeps bringing up that she's put on pause. You notice that it's a recurring.
Did bring it up. Yeah.
Not once, multiple times. And it bothered the other housewives. Did you see Brandy was really upset by it? She's
Brandy
like,
was
very upset by it. She says, what, just by the way, being put on pause, why is that better than what we did? We were fired. You were put on pause because you drink too much.
Yeah.
I mean,
what about Brandy though? Like Brandy, like she comes in hot and it does kind of seem like she might be heavy on drinking as well. I know you're friends with her. Is it just her personality? And it's like, we think she's drunk, but she's actually just being herself.
Well, listen, it takes a lot for her to get drunk.
Yeah.
And when she gets drunk, she gets funny. When she gets that high squeaky voice, that's
okay.
And I love that.
Funny. Like she's
all over sexual and everything and hugging everyone. That's drunk Brandy. Who doesn't want that at a party?
Right.
And really, I was a little jealous. She was going after other girls. She was picking other girls to be a lesbian lover. She didn't pick me. I'm like, okay, if you think I'm like your mom, I'm okay with that. But if you're not cute, I'm like a little offended. So then later on, I don't know if you see it or not, but at like the Christmas thing with the snow, you know, she starts kind of like, you know, grinding with me. And I'm like, okay, it's too late now. You had your chance.
You had your chance.
But that's Brandy, like fun and amazing. But if you poke her and you go after her sons dying,
that was so bad.
Try to go after my daughter dying. I'll cut your eyes out. I mean,
she actually handled that really well.
Yeah, Brandy.
Let me tell you why. Because when I was having my to-do with Dorinda, and you know, Brandy hasn't filmed a lot with me, and we got closer while we were there together, but we're not best friends. I mean, she lives there, I have a different life, whatever, but we know each other. But we bonded a lot while we were there, and it was already like day 5, which is like week 5, because every day is a week, every day is an episode. She knew that I just wanted to get up and run. Because that's my nature. I'm like, I don't like confrontation. I'm going to run the other way. She held my hand under the table and wouldn't let me move. So I dealt with Dorinda because I knew that Brandy had my back. So I felt that I had somebody there who wasn't going to let me fall and was going to, because she thought I was right. And I was right about the whole Bobby thing. Don't even ask. I mean, I don't even want to get into. So, so she held my hand. When it happened to her, we left the room. It's hard to tell because it's all edited shorter, but you know, you saw we left the room. It was Phaedra, myself, and Brandy in the other room trying to calm the girls down. And then we go back. I kind of had now Brandy's hand, right? So I wasn't going to let her get into trouble. Or fighting back or getting physical. I don't know if you saw, I was right behind her. I don't think you saw me. I might have been cut out because at the bar,
I don't remember.
It was Taylor, Brandy, Dorinda, and Jill. You may not have seen me, but I had Brandy. Nothing was going to happen. I wasn't going to let her, because I don't drink. I wasn't going to let her get in trouble. You know, like hitting her. That's what I was worried about, right? Because Dorinda put her hands on Brandy. She did. I was there. She put her hands on Brandy. And I knew Brandy could just, you know, and I was like, and so was Phaedra. Pulled them. Yeah. We're both there.
No one wants to see anyone physically hit each other. Like, we love the entertainment of you guys and your highs and lows, but no one wants to see that.
That's what alcohol does. It takes you to a level you can't control. You can't control yourself.
Right.
You know, so we were there. I'm like the sober friend, you know, I'm like the one who will keep a level. But Brandy had my back under the table. She did.
I love that.
She was holding my hand and I had her back. And that's real friendship. Like that, you go to the grave with a friend like that, you know, like she had my back. I'll never forget that moment where I wanted to run. And she's like, she whispered to me, she's like, you stay right here.
Aww.
You stay right here. Because she knew I wanted to run.
I would have ran. I would have ran, honestly, but
it's hard when someone's attacking you.
Yeah.
You just, you know, I just run. It's just my nature.
So Jill, after this week at Bluestone Manor, you know, a lot of people want you back on RHONY. Maybe it's the RHONY legacy. Are you interested? I know we don't know much about like casting right now, but would you be interested?
I'm trying to keep it out of my head, to be honest. I'm focused on work with my daughter, Allie's here. I got my whole team here. I got Alyssa, I got Bailey, I got Isabella coming. I've got a whole team of people out here. We're getting ready for this big charity event. After that, I'm going to Las Vegas for the home show from my Jill Zarin rug line, which, by the way, just got into Sam's Club. It'll be on their website.
Congratulations.
It's a big deal for us. It is. It's a big deal for us. But, you know, we have a very successful rug line. It's about 5 years old now, but it's expanding. And my candles are at the trade show. So I'm going to be in Vegas. After that, I'm going to see my mom in Florida. You know, and then I'm coming back to the Hamptons for like a couple of weeks. Then I'm going to Capri for a week. I mean, so I'm busy. I'm moving.
Yeah.
So I'm trying not to think about legacy because
Who do you think is a shoo-in?
Luann and Sonia.
Okay.
Not Ramona?
Only because of the rumors. I think she's a shoo-in. I think that you can't have I don't think you can call legacy without Ramona. And I've said this before. It's my personal opinion, but only based on rumors. I don't know if she's a shoo-in because she had some issues. She had some issues I heard on the show that ended.
Yes. Right. Yes, there were definitely some issues.
You're a shoo-in.
Getting back to that pause thing with Dorinda. Well, now she is fired because now everybody's been fired. Yeah. Legacy is a new show, season 1. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
But I think you're a shoo-in, Jill. Like, I want you back. Like,
I'm not a shoo-in. I'm not a shoo-in. I'm definitely not a shoo-in.
I know.
But there does need to be that, like, you're much more level-headed. You don't drink. Like, there does need to be that, you know? And obviously you're so New York.
You're so New York.
Thank you. Well, the thing about me being on the show always was that I was the connector. I'm the one who cast it to begin. Like Luann, you know, came through me. Ramona came indirectly through me. Bethenny definitely came through me.
Right.
Sonia did not. Kelly did not. But you know, I hope Kelly comes back.
I hope Kelly comes
back. I could see that. Those old scenes with her and Alex McCord are so funny. Like, they're so good. It's almost as good as you and Bethenny in your bed in the Hamptons. Like, you guys would just sit there all day long filming.
By the way, I still do that, but with different girls you don't know. Like my best friend Suzanne, I bought a condo in the Hamptons, but I deliberately picked this location, and I have 2 tennis courts outside my doors. Number one, I already played tennis for an hour and a half today. Is that one of my best girlfriends lives on the water, like she has a house on the water about 10 doors down. My other friend is 10 doors down the other way, right between, like I'm in the middle, and one is this way, one is this way. And Luann is on the same water, but just on the other side. So I have 3 friends on the same water, walking distance to my house. And we all like sit in the bed, and we're all friends with each other, and it's great. And this is the Real Housewives right in here.
That's what I want to see.
Real Housewives of Sag Harbor.
Sag Harbor. Oh my gosh.
So much drama. Oh my God. Every day is drama.
Wait, we need this.
Is your house near Bethenny's? Do you guys talk at all?
Well, you guys, wait, hold on. You reconnected on a flight, and then everyone was freaking out about that.
We left it on the flight. Let's leave it there. We left it on the flight, but it's no bad. All good. No bad. Okay. No bad. None at all. And there hasn't been for years.
Yeah.
You know, she went this way, I went this way. It's so good. It's so good. Do I think that the original 5 is the show? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll get us all back. That's the sad part. I think some of us want too much money. To me, it's not about the money necessarily. Like, you know, you have to get paid a fair salary, but it's sad for the fans because that's really the show you want.